Yemen-based Houthi rebels said on Saturday that they fired a ballistic missile targeting Israel's defense ministry. Houthi military spokesman Brigadier General Yahya Saree said during a news briefing that its forces carried out a specific military operation in the occupied area of Jaffa. According to Associated Press, the missile triggered sirens in central Israel early Saturday. Israel's military said the missile was intercepted and that there was minor damage from falling shrapnel. The Iran-backed Houthis have been firing projectiles at Israel and at vessels on the crucial Red Sea shipping corridor in what they say is solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. Israel has responded with repeated strikes against what it calls Houthi infrastructure at ports in Yemen and in the rebel-controlled capital, Sana'a. Israel's military later Saturday reported another launch from Yemen that set off sirens in southern Israel, with no reported injuries.
نفذت القوة الصاروخية في القوات المسلحة اليمنية بعون الله تعالى عملية عسكرية نوعية استهدفت ما يسمى بوزارة الدفاع للعدو الإسرائيلي في منطقة يافا المحتلة، وذلك بصاروخ باليستي النوع ذو انفجار. تجدد القوات المسلحة اليمنية أنها ستقف إلى جانب المقاومة الفلسطينية في غزة وبالتنسيق معها، وذلك للتعامل العسكري المناسب مع أي خروقات أو تصعيد عسكري يرتكبه العدو الإسرائيلي خلال فترة تنفيذ اتفاق وقف إطلاق النار.
3 lawyers who once represented the late Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny were jailed Friday in Russia as part of the Kremlin's crackdown on dissent that has reached levels unseen since Soviet times. Vadim Kobzev, Igor Serginin and Alexei Liptser were jailed from 3.5 to 5.5 years by a court in the town of Patushki, about 100 kilometers east of Moscow. They were arrested in October 2023 on charges of involvement with extremist groups, as Navalny's networks were deemed by authorities. As the sentence was passed, supporters in the courtroom shouted, "Guys, you are heroes. We are with you." The case was widely seen as a way to increase pressure on the opposition to discourage defense lawyers from taking political cases. At the time, Navalny was serving a 19-year prison term on several criminal convictions, including extremism. He died in a Russian prison camp in February 2023. The independent Russian newspaper Novaya Gazeta reported that Kobzev said in his final statement in court on January 10 that "We are being tried for transmitting Navalny's thoughts to other people." According to Associated Press, Navalny's networks were deemed extremist following a 2021 ruling that outlawed his organizations, the Foundation for Fighting Corruption and a network of regional offices, as extremist groups. That ruling, which exposed anyone involved with the organizations to prosecution, was condemned by Kremlin critics as politically motivated and designed to stifle Navalny's activities. According to Navalny's allies, authorities accused the lawyers of using their position to pass information from him to his team. Navalny, an anti-corruption campaigner and outspoken opponent of President Vladimir Putin, was arrested in 2021 upon his return from Germany, where he was recuperating from a nerve agent poisoning he blamed on the Kremlin. He was ordered to serve 2.5 years in prison. After 2 more trials, his sentence was extended to 19 years. He and his allies said the charges were politically motivated and accused the Kremlin of seeking to jail him for life. In December 2023, Navalny was moved from a penal colony in the Vladimir region east of Moscow to one above the Arctic Circle, where he died in February at the age of 47 under still unexplained circumstances. His widow, Yulia Navalnaya, and members of his team alleged he was killed on orders from the Kremlin. Officials have rejected the accusation. 2 other Navalny lawyers, Olga Mikhailova and Alexander Fedulov, are on a wanted list but no longer live in Russia. Mikhailova, who defended Navalny for a decade, said she was charged in absentia with extremism. Kobzev, Liptser and Serginin have been deemed to be political prisoners, according to human rights advocates from Memorial, Russia's most prominent rights group that won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2022. The group demands their immediate release.
Кобзев Вадим Владимирович предательному совершению преступления, предусмотренного частью 2 статьи 282 прим. 1 УК РФ, за которое назначить ему наказание в виде лишения свободы на срок 5 лет 6 месяцев с отбыванием в колонии общего режима, с лишением права заниматься профессиональной деятельностью по оказанию юридических услуг на срок 3 года, с заключением свободы на срок 1 год. 2, 3, 68, 10, 23, 22, 90. Липсер Алексей Евгеньевич, предательному совершению преступления, предусмотренного частью 282 прим. 1 УК РФ, за которое назначить ему наказание в виде лишения свободы на 5 лет с отбыванием в колонии общего режима, с лишением права заниматься профессиональной деятельностью по оказанию юридических услуг на срок 3 года, с лишением свободы на срок 1 год. 8, 10, 01, 7, 4, 2, 0, 52, 63, в банке. Сергуйна Игорь Сергеевич, предательному совершению преступления, предусмотренного частью 282 прим. 1 УК РФ, за которое назначить ему наказание в виде лишения свободы на срок 3 года 6 месяцев с отбыванием в колонии общего режима, с лишением права заниматься профессиональной деятельностью по оказанию юридических услуг на срок 3 года, с заключением свободы на срок 1 год. Осужденный, вам понятно принято решение?
Да.
Право обжалования понятно?
Да.
Судебный знак.
Уступите, сказал. Уступите.
Сегодня вынесен на наш приговор, который, на наш взгляд, является незаконным, необоснованным и несправедливым. К сожалению, это так. Мы не согласны с таким приговором, не можем согласиться. Я считаю, что у нас очень сильная правовая позиция. У адвоката вообще очень тяжелая работа, а когда ты защищаешь своего коллегу, это еще тяжелее, потому что ты не можешь презюмировать эту ситуацию, проецировать эту ситуацию на самого себя, потому что ты адвокат, ты понимаешь, что происходит.